Good morning, YouTubers. It's my first video. I'm trying to give back because I've saved a lot of money with repairing my cars with a lot of great advice from other YouTubers. Anyhow, I didn't find much on this. This is basically repairing the shift cable assembly, I think it's called, which is connected to the shift lever, that there's a little piece that breaks, and I figured out a way to repair it. Looks like it should hold for hopefully forever. So I just wanted to share that. Also, there's nothing on how to remove a center console completely from a 2011 Hyundai Sonata. So bear with me. I already did the whole job, so hopefully it'll be pretty quick, and hope this helps somebody out. So the first thing that happened was that basically the shift knob's already off, but I'm going to show you. This is my daughter's car, and she got home, and then all of a sudden she shifted, and like I said, I already repaired it, but it stayed in neutral. So basically there's a cable down here that came loose. So this was very loose as far as shifting goes, and so I started to diagnose the problem. So the first thing I did was I found something showing how you can actually shift it manually from the motor. So I'll show you that real quick, so that if you're stuck somewhere, at least you can easily get the vehicle in the drive. First thing is make sure that your emergency brake is all the way on, especially if you're by yourself, because you don't want to put it into drive and have that car start moving. If the car is in park, make sure that you remove the little shift lever tab. You push down on the key, and then you can move the lever into neutral or drive or whatever if you need to. This is actually won't be an issue if you don't have a connection, but I would do that just so if it's still connected, you can move the lever on the transmission. So what they tell you on YouTube is that you can actually remove the battery tray, I guess that's the air filter element, but I did that initially until I could see what I was looking at. But if you just remove, there's two grommets here with a Phillips. You just back it out and then pull that out, and then you can basically pull this element out, and then you'll see, I don't know if you can see it too well, but right there you see the nut and the lever. That's actually how it shifts. So if you can get your hand underneath there, you can actually, there's two arms to it, you can move it back and forth, which I just did right there. So right underneath the tray, I just put it in park so it's not going to move. But that's how you can basically, if you can see, there's one arm there, and then behind the nut there's another. You can put your hand there and move it into park, neutral, reverse, drive. Obviously it's better if you have two people, because remember, you won't be able to start the car unless it's in park or neutral. And then if you're by yourself, just have that emergency brake on, but that way you can at least get the car home without having it towed. Okay, I'm going to show you now really quickly how you do the disassembly to be able to get to that shift lever cable. I don't know if that's the right name, but it sounds good to me. Anyhow, so the first thing you have to do, and is be very careful, is you have to remove this. And I already did it, but you can see that there's these little tabs. But what I did, some people use screwdrivers and metal, is I took a bigger one of these. You can get this at Harbor Freight or order them on Amazon. And I stuck it down in there real deep to get a gap. And then I started to shimmy, like push down and shimmy the rest of it out, you know. And then I did it here, here, back here, and eventually it came loose. Then this is on really tight, so you have to get two hands and you got to pull it up. I saw another guy, what he did is he just took two hands and just pulled it up, and those just came loose with the pressure. I don't know if I'd do that myself. So that's the first step. So now what you have to do is basically get the entire center console out. The first thing, once again, I apologize, I'm not a regular YouTube video, but hopefully this at least helps you get through it, is you want to go ahead and there's a little tab here. I can't get it, but if you get something like this, it'll help you pull it out. So you pull that out, you can see the little tab there. And then you have two 10mm bolts. So, and I just had an extension with a 10mm. Boom, boom. Took those two bolts out. And you can close that. And then you can move the seat back, and there's 3 screws. You can see the screw hole right there, Phillips head. There's one. Get that one right there. Then move the seat all the way up. And then you can get the other 2 from the back, which are right there. That's that same 3rd one, but I found it easier to move the seat halfway to get that one out. You have the same thing on the other side. And once you do that, move the seat out. And I found videos on that part for some other vehicles, but this is what's unique, and which I didn't find any videos on. You have this area right here, which you have a panel there, and then it's sort of connected here. So what you want to do is this will just snap out. Let's see, I did it another way, but if you get your tool in there, you can just, well, let me do it the way I did it. I sort of pulled this back, it's sort of connected there, but if you bend this, that'll pop out. And then you can just pop that out. You have 2 clips there. And then same thing on the other side. And then you have a Phillips head screw right there. So you just take that screw out, and then this is loose. Okay, this is the passenger side. Same thing. I just pulled this back, sort of brought it towards me till that came loose, and then that gives you enough room to sort of get in here and pop these clips out. Okay, there's your clips, and then there's your Phillips screw where that wide is. The Phillips screw would be there. You just back out that Phillips screw. Once again, I already did this whole job. I just wanted to show you guys where everything is. The next step is you're going to remove this, and they basically come out. You're just going to want to get 2 hands and really pull tight. I mean, pull up with 2 hands. It might, here, I'm going to have to do it on my own, so let me pause. All right, so with 2 hands, I pulled that up, and then here's this the thing you have to be careful with. With this, you want to pull straight back. So don't lift up, because you could break a tab up here. Just pull straight back, and that piece comes out. And then the same over here, just a second. Okay, and I can tell you, it does take a little bit to pull that up. You might want to get one of these little things to maybe shimmy it. And then once again, you pull straight back. All right, now lift up this part here, and then this whole tray comes out. You just pull back here, and the whole up comes out. If you have heaters, another guy said you have to disconnect them down here. If you have the car seat heaters, you'll see that, but I don't. And then carefully pull this out. There's some wire harnesses there, but there's enough room for you, it's hard to do this with one hand, to pull it around this way. And then this is the only one you have to disconnect, is this one. And the heaters, if you have the heaters. All right, hold on. All right, at this point, you can close this, and then it takes 2 hands, but basically everything's loose. Oh, there are 2 screws here, one there, and one there that you have to remove. And then once you've done all that, everything's pretty much loose, and you can pull it out. So let me pause to get that sort of started. Okay, so I was able to lift up and back, and now you can see the whole piece comes out. And then you should be able to remove the whole piece, and let me show you what I did after that. So this is the original problem that I videotaped earlier. I figured out the problem with your car. I had to take out the whole center console, as you see. And here's the issue. This thing, there's a piece inside of here that broke. And now, when you shift, you can see that it didn't go with it. So that's what was loose. Okay, now back to where the repair's already been done and the rest of the video. So finally we're down to where the issue was. So this was with the issue. This had come loose. Now I took a rubber, I don't know what it's made of, but I think they use it in plumbing. You know, I have a big box of all kinds of different pieces, and I drilled it out a little bit, and you can see it's nice and tight. Hold on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, I'm going to show you with the drill bit that I used, so you get the right size and how I did it. And like I said, man, that looks like that's not going anywhere. The other option is to buy the entire cable shift assembly, which is over $100, and then you have to go through the firewall and replace the whole cable all the way to that lever that I showed you on the transmission, which is a lot of work and $100 that I'd rather spend somewhere else. All right, so this is what I used. It's basically like I said, like something you use, I think, in plumbing. It's a little thicker. You can see it's the smaller one. And what's good about that is sort of like sits in and holds the assembly to the shift lever. And I'll show you what I used to drill the hole out a little bit because the hole was too small. They are a little brittle also if the hole's too small when you try to put it on. So if you go buy some, I'd probably buy 5 of them just in case. I don't think they're very expensive. Like, I had them here, but I don't think they're very expensive if you buy a pack of 5 at Home Depot or Ace Hardware. So I used first, I think that's, is that a 17/64? And then second, to get the right diameter hole, I used a 19/64, it looks like. So hopefully the video catches it because I can't see it that well. And then I'll show you what I did. Alright, so I basically took some lineman pliers and then just put it on the edge of a piece of wood, and then with my other hand went ahead and drilled the first hole on high speed but sort of slow, and then put the larger drill bit in and then drilled the second hole, and that worked perfect. So you can see that's the final result. And I'll show you real quick that it, oh man, look the seat up, short legs. So you can see that, push that down, okay. You can see that it holds it real good, man. It's in place. So just so you guys know, another issue that they talked about on YouTube is that piece in the front connected to the transmission that the cable assembly attaches to. That can get frozen up. So if that's frozen up, you can put some like JB Blaster, that blaster, or WD-40, something like that on it to loosen it up. And then they recommend putting some white lithium grease on it. Hope that helps. Once again, thanks to all of you guys that have done videos in the past. You've helped me out and got me out of some tight binds, so hopefully this will help you guys out. Have a good one.